Listen, the other day we were talking about Cam Harris and him never losing a fumble since he's been at the University of Miami, which was incorrect. It was incorrect. No, that was not true. I think that the stat came from Hossam Holloway, something of that nature. I didn't hear it. But I started saying it because I looked it up, and when you look it up initially, it looks as if he never fumbled. He did fumble. He fumbled maybe 2 times or 3 times, but he's only lost 1. He only lost 1 fumble in, I think it was 4 years at the University of Miami. That's amazing. I think it's a great stat. Shout out to Cam. Cam Harris got on the field yesterday. First time I've seen him on the field. He put some video up of him running. Shout out to him, Carol City kid. But the interesting part about that is, in high school, Cam Harris, one thing that people remember about him was the Miami Northwestern game in the rain, where Coach Road, offensive coordinator, they had the ball, they were up. I don't even know if they had to get a first down. I think they just had to run a few plays, and the game would be over. And the Pittsburgh linebacker from Northwestern, Cansey, stripped the ball from Cam Harris, ran it in the end zone, and Northwestern won the game. And Aubrey Hill was the Miami Carol City coach at that time. And I remember calling Aubrey and saying, hey, listen, man, tell Cam, tough times don't last, but tough people do. And Aubrey said, you tell him. I think he need to hear it from you. That playoff run, Cam went on a tear because Naquan was out. Naquan was hurt. Florida Gator running back, Naquan Wright. Cam went crazy. It was almost as if that adversity was going to either break him or make him, and it made him sharper. And what he has been since then, he went on to the University of Miami. I can honestly say I thought that Cam would be the one that maybe come on as a late sophomore year. He caught fire as soon as he got to the University of Miami. I think as a freshman, he had a good year. But we go back to that moment, you know what I'm saying? We go back to that moment, and it seems as if that moment mold him into the man he is today. And all throughout college, only lost 1 fumble. I think he fumbled twice altogether, 3 times altogether. That's a hell of a stat, man. And shout out to Cam Harris. We rooting for you, big dog.
Welcome to South Florida. Yeah. Welcome to South Florida. Welcome to South Florida. Welcome to South Florida, the bottom of the clip of the Gunshine State. One of them boys still boring in that way. Big plate, get it for the 18 if you straight. Get cake and stop hating, it's the motto of the state. A lot of fakes, but it's still real around here. That foreign talk, that can get.
I don't know, bro. The Super Bowl, I don't think it's scripted or nothing silly like that. I don't think people are acting out scripts, but I honestly think that at any point in time, the referees can control the game. And it doesn't even have to be every referee. Like, even in the end, when the Cooper Kupp interference call, they call interference, and then Cooper Kupp, then they put him at the goal line. First and down at the goal line. Okay, Bengals about to lose. Then Rams score the next play, and the refs are like, no. We ain't going to let y'all score the next play, the very next play, and then they going to put that on us. You know what I'm saying? Let's go back, try it again, 5 yards. Then whatever happened, they give Cooper Kupp another pass interference, and then eventually Cooper Kupp just eats Eli Apple face. But I think it's possible that the Super Bowl can be manipulated. I don't know how to explain COVID, can't travel, Super Bowl in one team's hometown 2 years in a row. Can't explain that. Caneville, man, we back. Crib talk. See him dolo today. first thing first, man. Shout out to Larry Bluestein. Larry Bluestein wrote a letter to one of the newspapers and basically said it's been a rough 6 weeks, but he'll be back better than ever. And that's good to hear to me about my dog, Larry Bluestein, man. Larry Bluestein was one of the first people who welcomed me on the sidelines when they didn't realize what I was doing or who I was or how long I was going to be here. We've always been cool. I've always told Larry he could use anything of mine. So shout out to Larry Bluestein, man. Getting better. He should be back soon. Let's get this thing started, man. IOD Squad Investor Die. The link is in the description. Y'all get down with that. Ed's the best tasting energy drink in the world. That link is in the description. Y'all go ahead and you can click the link and order a 12-pack, come to your house. A lot going on in Miami. Roland Smith, I think 6-time state championship, Miami Central. Roland Smith was at the head of the Miami Northwestern team right before Ja'Cory Harris them took over. Roland Smith was the Miami Northwestern coach who kind of got Miami Northwestern back to this disciplined state and back on track. He had EJ, my nephew, as a quarterback. They were decent. Tim Brown went on to Rutgers, and then the whole Easterland scandal happened, and those guys lost their job, unfortunately. But that next year was the year Ja'Cory Harris and that team took over. So it had to be the residue of what they were building. That next year, Ja'Cory Harris took over. Tommy Streeter, Darius Johnson, Fortson, Sean Spence, Antoine Easterling, and some say maybe the greatest high school team we ever saw in South Florida, in Florida, period. Let me know in the comment section below. Are they the greatest team we ever saw? let me know, because you get the arguments. Some of the Northwestern people even say that other Northwestern teams were better. So let me know in the comment section. Was that the greatest team we ever saw? But Roland Smith was at the head of that. Those guys lost their job, regrouped, went on, took over Miami Central, and have turned Miami Central into a powerhouse. I think he's won 6 state championships. I think AJ in all has won 9, all as a coordinator. Roland Smith gets picked up by the University of Miami, and we're still trying to figure out the position that he'll be coaching, because it gets a little dicey. It gets a little dicey with this little goofy rule that the NCAA called themselves creating to stop the big boys with the money that's around to stop the big boys from giving coaches, okay, man, we're going to take JJ and bring him in, and he'll be the Gatorade mixing coach. And then next year, we get 5-star Dominique Williams, because we got JJ in here mixing Gatorade, he on the staff. So I guess they was trying to prevent that, okay? But what they did in the midst of all of that was handcuff these great high school coaches that we have that should have a way to jump to the next level. Because the way the rule is set up is that if a coach gets taken from a high school, then the school can't recruit the high school for 2 years after that. Or I think even in theory, 2 years before that. I think it's like 4 years. It's almost like they're creating like a force field around like certain schools and coaches. And what it does is just keep the great coaches and great programs and keep them handcuffed. It does. It keep them handcuffed. Now, sure, there's tons of ways around the rule. I'm sure there's ways you can get around any rule. You think of a rule. I used to say little stupid stuff like white man make it, black man break it. Dumb. All right, I get it. You know what I'm saying? But there's ways around any rule. So let me know in the comment section below. What are some ways you could circumvent that rule? And I'll let y'all just run. I'll let y'all just run it down. What are some ways you can circumvent the rule of it was 2 years before, right? It was 2 years before and 2 years after. That's basically 4 years. You're saying, listen, if you're going to hire a coach from this school, you can't touch the school for 4 years. It's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. So basically, so in the comment section, let me know some couple of ways. I'm not even going to call off. So I've called off a couple in the member section. I've said a few, but what are some ways that rule can be circumvented? Yeah, the blowback on that is goofy. So now in 2021, February 2021, they hinted on changing the rule. So maybe it's one of them things that's there. I mean, I'm sure there's rules in every rule book that get outdated and just doesn't get enforced. Or maybe the NCAA don't exist anymore. I don't know. I don't know, but we're going to keep our eye on that because we got a bang that got to come up out of Miami Central, True Prep or somewhere. So Susan reported that Larry Hodges in the middle of the night snuck into the transfer portal. And it appeared to me that nobody really gave a rat's ass. Didn't hear much about it. Caneville retweeted about it, but didn't hear much about it. That gives us... Well, I ain't gonna say that gives us, but that creates a lane for our boy, Khalil, to move on up with the other two that's already there. But transfer portal, I don't think he's the last kid that's going to jump into the transfer portal. I just think attrition is going to come. I think the bar's about to be raised. I think heads about to get rolled, and some kids aren't going to want to deal with it. Some kids are going to feel like, hey, man, I've been in college. Some of these kids been in college 5 years, 6 years, 6 years maybe. I don't know. We were with Bandy the other day and Gilbert Frierson, and they're the same age. They're the same age. So some of these kids going to be like Nesta and be like, man, I ain't got time for change. I'm out of here. So I don't think that's going to be the last one we see jump in the transfer portal. The portal is there. College football changed a couple years ago, and then you're just going to have to keep the wheels a turning. Speaking of Bandy, isn't it weird that, not weird, but think about this. Bandy leaves early, gets picked up by a team, gets his shot. We're going to let him tell his story when he comes to the show. But if Bandy stays in college football, now, I'm not saying life never goes backward, it goes forward. If Bandy stays in college football, COVID happens. Bandy gets an extra 2 years. Maybe gets to move back to the slot, show people what he should be in the box, cracking heads, and a lot of things change for him. Think about that scenario. Let me know in the comment section. Name some other players, any of them, our University of Miami players, players from anywhere else that come back that 1 year and then they get 2 more years and maybe they're a 3rd round draft pick. Maybe some even a 1st round draft pick. But think about, look at how fragile that was in their life in that moment, and how such the ones who decided to come back was afforded more time. Just think about that in life. But that's how life. I honestly, truly, duly believe that's how life is. That's how things rock. But let me know in the comment section below. Anybody else you think would have benefited from just staying in school that COVID year, and now you read up 2 more years. Benny around here, Gilbert Fryers around here looking like the Hulk. You know what I'm saying? Because he's got 2 more extra years of college football. Let me know in the comment section below. So listen, something came out. I saw a post the other day by the Alabama running back. Trio, duo, quadruple. What's the? It was 4 of them. Alabama backfield. they had Kenyon Drake, T.J. Yeldon, Derrick Henry, and one more. Kenyon Drake, T.J. Yeldon, Derrick Henry, and Alvin Kamara, all in the same backfield at Alabama.
You're not about to say what I think you're about to say, are you?
I'm about to ask. does Miami Four Horsemen, you know what I'm saying? Does that trump Miami Four Horsemen, man? Let us know in the comment section below, man. That's Alvin Kamara. Now, a lot of these guys aren't finished yet. You know what I'm saying? They aren't finished. Let us know in the comment section below, man. Well, what do y'all think? Alvin Kamara, Kenyon Drake kind of weak link or some shit. I ain't gonna do. T.J. Yeldon is the, yeah. Let us know in the comment section below. T.J. Yeldon, Alvin Kamara, Derrick Henry, Kenyon Drake, 4 running backs that was at Alabama at the same time. I know they're a lot heavier. Does Miami Four Horsemen, like, is it close? Was that close, or Miami 4 that Miami had, it just was just hands down better? Let me know in the comment section below what you guys think. I saw that and thought it was pretty interesting. What else got going on in Miami? Staff almost done, and I know everybody who was doubting the staff feel like shh right now. You have to. I mean, staff has been put together. We had pieces taken, gluing it back together, and we're sitting with a staff that is the greatest staff University of Miami has hired on paper. It's the highest paid, but I know what y'all gonna say is, we in 2022, they wasn't paying coaches like that. We been there when Jimmy Johnson got hired. Okay, it's the highest paid and the greatest staff on paper the University of Miami ever went after. We're gonna prove that to y'all. I'm talking about period. You can go back to Tad Foot and talking about all of them. We're gonna put that. We'll put that. We're gonna put that together for y'all and prove it. Which puts Miami in a place where there's a lot of excitement. The spring schedule came out, which was bittersweet because I think it's going to be closed to media. They say it's going to be a closed practice, and I get it. It's culture time. The culture has to be changed. Things have to change. It's been a long ride of mediocrity and downsliding. And the kids that are in the program now were kids that were kind of a part of it. So mindsets have to be changed. Bars have to be raised. Some of the same things that we spoke about, bro. Some of the same things we spoke about on this show ad nauseum. But spring schedule, man, look like they're going to start on March the 7th. Then they're going to go the 9th, the 11th, 22nd, the 24th, and the 26th, and the 29th, and the 31st. Then April the 2nd, 5th, 7th, 9th, 12th, 14th, and the 16th. Then I think the spring game will be at Lockhart Stadium. Lockhart's a cool stadium now, since they built it to made it the soccer field or whatever. I think the spring game will be out there, and I'm sure we'll have access to that. I'm sure enough people have been got screamed, and asses have been got chewed, and heads rang at that point. And I hope the culture will be headed in a different direction at that point. But it's looking good, bro. It's looking good. Anybody have any complaints about the staff? Let me know, man. Comment section. Hit the comment section. Got any complaints about the staff? We'll check it out. Get back with you. You know what I'm saying? Anybody got any complaints about the staff? Anything you need to know? Any complaints? Let us know. We'll get back with you. One thing that I like is going on at University of Miami is I'm hearing that Mario's supposed to be attending Lake Gibson's banquet or something of that sort. I think that's Kamani McClain is out there, #1 DB in the nation, little skinny little kid, but he can get down and get at it, get after it. South Florida Express DB. And what's significant about things like that is this. I always talk about recruiting, and recruiting is like you going after the girl. It's like you may not have the biggest chain in the club, but you may be able to make a laugh. You may be the guy that could dance really well, like my homeboy Patrick. Recruiting is about what you have and what you can sell. I think there's a lot of things that with these ballers being in such close proximity, right? There's things that the University of Miami can do that are very creative that other coaches probably wouldn't do because they're so far away. And one of it is show love to a school. Go to Dillard, sit down, talk to a coach, an hour, 2 hours. How long was he talking to the coach? You know, Dillard, you know, Twan know everything about Dillard. He's gonna go to an hour. Let's go sit down and talk to a coach at a school for an hour about the Super Bowl, empanadas or something. Not even about football. Just show them you care. Go to Lake Gibson and attend a banquet and speak at a banquet for some kids. That's the creativity that I think we've been missing. That's the hunger to go fight for the kids that I think Miami was missing in the past. And I love it. You use what you have. Period. You can only fight with the tools you have. When you stop believing in the tools you have, you're screwed. You're screwed. So y'all make sure y'all like, share, comment, man. NFT drop coming soon, man. We're gonna have to bring it in tight. We're gonna get the community to buy these things up. And we're gonna keep explaining to y'all how it's of value to you and how we can get this thing going. Y'all stay locked in with us. Quite a little bit Floyd Mayweather on the pivot. I thought it was very interesting. Y'all should check that out. Y'all get a chance to hear Floyd talk from a standpoint of the person on the other end isn't giving us this energy of, oh, it's big bad Floyd who talk trash and has all the money and want to challenge him and ask all these hard, goofy questions that don't matter. It's interesting to get those conversations for them to come out raw. And one thing he did on there, which was I think was riveting TV, is when Ryan Clark talked to him about ESPN and flying him in A1, first class, yada yada yada, and Floyd laughed, and basically they were like, "When the last time you flew commercial?" And Channing asked him, "Hey, what's the setup? Like, what's the setup? How do you fly? How do you get out of here?" And he said, "I'm gonna show you." Somebody handed him a phone. Motherfucker he didn't dial a number. Somebody dialed a number for him, handed him the phone, and he went to talking to somebody I think named AJ and directing him across the country on picking people up in the plane the same way you would do to not even an Uber. It was more direct than that. The same way you would do to a cousin or something that's showing you around town for the weekend. And they were saying that's how he traveled. And for some reason, to see that process happen. It was interesting. You should go check it out. It was interesting to me to see that process happen. Big show came to town. We had Rick Ross and Jeezy and some other fellas came to town. And we hear Jeezy turned it out. And Rick Ross going on behind Jeezy. Some people said that it's kind of hard to follow Jeezy. Is Jeezy got a couple of songs. And listen, I remember when my best friend got married. He had a bachelor party. He got strippers everywhere. We didn't have a DJ. The Jeezy album had just came out. The first album, the one that everybody knows. Well, it wasn't his first one, and we just played the whole album. We played the whole album over and over again. Over and over again. The whole album. We just played the whole album over and over again. We didn't have a DJ, and it worked. It was fine. But that was early Jeezy. That was Jeezy right after Puffy, Mr. 17.5, all of that. So Jeezy is a hard act to follow. I mean, he is a hard act to follow, and I can only imagine that. I can only imagine that he has his following. He has his people that just love Jeezy. I want to see Jeezy. So yeah, man, shout out to the boss. I see you doing something with Stormy and all of that. So it could be a numerous of things why people would get up and walk out. But shout out to Rick Ross, the boss from Miami. I see he's doing something with our girl Stormy Wellington. Y'all make sure y'all like, share. I'm D. I'm out of here. All right, NFTs. Y'all been asking over and over again, when is Footballville gonna create its own NFTs? Because y'all see some of these projects out of here, and y'all see where they're coming from and what they're doing. NFTs, non-fungible tokens, are like digital collectibles. Anything can be made into NFTs, not just little goofy pictures. I understand the premises of what you guys are saying, because Footballville has been on the sideline for years, creating memories and history and viral videos and viral pictures of the scene in South Florida. Well, now it's here, but it's gonna take a community. It's gonna take all of us, and I'm explaining to you why. It's gonna take all of us to push it forward, and then maybe all of us can benefit from it immensely. So NFT projects, if you're like me, you're getting spammed with all these NFT projects, goofy ducks, funny apes, and what they're doing is they're creating pictures for the most part, and then they're creating discords and communities on Twitter and trying to create a community and create this whole momentum for when they drop the NFTs, they can sell out. Here's the difference with Footballville. For the last 10 years, I've been creating a community. I have 400,000 followers. I don't have to create an artificial Discord or things of that nature. The community has been created through the blood, the sweat, the toils, the work between me, X, Twan, the staff, people I've had before. The community has been created. You know what I'm saying? It's been created. We're here. I just have to pull you guys together and educate you on what a goddamn NFT is. So this is how it's going to work. We talk about it all the time in IOD Squad, Invest or Die, because NFTs are investments, basically. That's something we talk about all the time. So IOD, then the members. The other day we did an exclusive NFT layout. It's a public video now, but we spoke to them and basically explained the same thing to them and how it's going to take a community to push everything forward. We're going to come up with a drop date, and we'll keep reiterating this thing until it's time to go. But yes, Footballville has now entered the NFT space, and it will be a combination of pictures, viral videos, things we've captured in the past, games we've captured in the past that nobody else may have. We've been contacted by CBS and TV stations about some of these things. And it's time for us to go ahead and take advantage of it and allow the community and the kids involved to be a part. So stay tuned, keep watching, man. Footballville, NFTs, it's about to happen.